Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome to a long-awaited episode of the Musing with Menchaca show. This is the conversational podcast where two best friends gather around a webcam to talk about random topics for your amusement. I had to make a call an audible on the intro. Yeah, normally it's these microphones. Let's see here. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, share us with your friends, and subscribe for more content. I am your host, Louis Menchaca, and be a part of the conversation. Comment below with any suggestions for topics, reactions to anything that's said, or feedback for the show. And make sure to follow us on Twitter. He's at EDF Thompson, right? I got it?
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
that's me.
yes.
Yeah,
And I
yep,
am
you
at
got it.
Chakalaka88. There you go. And also, you can follow me on all the gamer networks, PSN, Nintendo Network, XBL, and Twitch, all Chakalaka88, all across the board. Easy to remember. And if you want anything long form you want addressed on the show, you can email me at boomchakalaka4@gmail.com for anything long form you want addressed on the show. So, that being said, this is we're doing another one of these one-off webcam episodes. Once again, join my special guest, Eric Thompson from Kind of Funny.
Yes,
Fans.
I don't know if I even have you added on PSN. So thanks to the PS app, I'm just gonna check. And let's see. No, you're level 10 and you have 2 platinums. That's you?
Yes, that is me. 2 platinums,
Okay.
and one of them was just Walking Dead Season 1, where they just give you the platinum for beating the game.
Look, I don't want to hear any of that horse shit about Telltale Platinum's not counting. Okay, they do count, but it's true where, like in The Wolf Among Us, you definitely have to play through it multiple times, and you have to have different decisions and that kind of stuff. Whereas season 2 with The Walking Dead, like you could have your cat play the game and you would get the platinum as long as it pressed did the commands and stuff.
Exactly.
But it still counts. Good for you.
Yes.
Okay, friend request is sent. So wait, hold on. Let me see.
I would have gotten it popped up on my phone already. Yeah.
Hold on. I have to put a message in. The message will be beyond.
Beyond.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Kazat.
That's me.
Kazit. Or is it
Kazat.
Kazat.
That was my World of Warcraft name. Now, so now that I take that care of, I have one question before we start.
All right, what's up?
Are you still using that dope intro music? That bling 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 bling. Are you still using that with that like domino sequence?
Oh no! I used it. I changed it up.
Damn, that was a fire track. I loved it.
I thought you might like this one. This one's fire too. I chose it. I mean,
all right.
I chose it because it's fire. I mean, like, not to mention with the dope ass like intro where it's like you're just kind of like banging your head like that. Like
Okay.
that's my mental image of it.
Because I loved the one with the one that when I was on the last time with the piano that just like that bing bang 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 bang. That was awesome. I will pay attention to the new one. Yes.
And I especially like because on the outros that's always longer. It's the extended version of the intros, like because what you hear on the intro is like the upshot. Both the last year's intro and this year's intro both have that exact same thing where it's a slow building it up to that crescendo,
And then it drops.
and then and so it drops into the intro music. So at the outro, both on last year's and this year's, it goes a little slower, building up until you get to that. And that's why I chose those tracks because of that.
Oh, they're nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Thank you very much. I remember when Greg was like looking at it and on my thank you video, and he was saying, "Nick, why can't you do anything like cool like that?"
That's awesome.
And he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm a failure," or something like that. It was funny as hell.
Well, I'm definitely glad to be back with you, and I'm so glad that I was kind of a pest about coming back on to talk about Extra Life and all that stuff that we'll get to. But it's good to see you, and not first of all, you look like you've lost weight, which is great. Second of all, a little bit of facial hair, which is very nice. But I've missed you, and I've been so glad to see kind of how things have been going. But I know you've been really busy with school and with work, and so hopefully maybe we'll not talk about those things, but we will talk about, we will talk about games and Extra Life and Kind of Funny and who knows. And so thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Oh no, thank you for getting me off my ass. I mean, like I said, it was quite the journey just to even get this setup working, which is not optimal, but it's what I got. So
It's okay. Here we are. It's working.
Yes. And so, yeah, so let's. How do you want to start things off? Did you want to talk about what we're playing right now, or did you want to go into Extra Life first? How did you want to play it?
Yeah, we can kind of touch base on what we've been playing and watching. You go first.
All right, so I am very excited to talk about this. I have never beat Twilight Princess, and so just out of nowhere, I had like a bunch of random ass vacation days sprinkled out throughout the month of September from work. And so the reason being is because I had a whole extra week of vacation hours that I didn't even know I had. So I'm like,
Oh,
okay, I'm just gonna take them in here in September.
sure.
And so I did, and I've been enjoying them. But with those days off, I've been playing Twilight Princess HD, and I am loving the. I hated the first 3 hours, but I'm loving the temples, the dungeons.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous items. It's insane. Like
yeah.
there's like this one badass fight scene where you're like riding on the horse and stuff like that, and just in the middle of Hyrule Field, taking on these like these creatures on these rhino things. I don't know if you played it.
Yeah, huh? Yeah,
Oh
I have. Yep,
yes,
yep.
maybe back in the day.
Somewhat back in the day, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I've been excited about. I've been doing that. I've been watching season one. I binge watched season one of House of Cards and season one of Supergirl.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Very nice.
Yes.
Had you seen House of Cards before that at all?
No, no, not at all. I
But
This is
but
my
you have
first
but
time.
but
First
you
time
didn't get to
watching it.
season two. You didn't
I
get to it yet.
watched the first three episodes of season two, and I was
Mm,
very upset that spoilers for House of Cards. I was very upset that they killed Kate Mara's character, Zoe Barnes.
Zoe. Yeah.
Zoe was just like, damn,
Hmm.
really? The worst part is, end of season one, they foreshadowed it, kind of, sort of, but,
Hmm.
and I was kind of hoping that they wouldn't pull the trigger. I didn't
Hmm.
believe they would. I kind of took it as an empty threat from the writers.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't dare spoil it for you, but oh my, there's just a lot to come. But I'm glad that you're watching it. I mean, there's so much to see and so much to watch, and you can't have it all at once. And so it's kind of fun to, like, the hype train blows by and it's way past and no one's talking about it, and then you get to, like, kind of go in undercover, because then you're not as concerned about spoilers or whatever. Like, you just kind of watch it on your own and you can enjoy it on your own. But then we can talk about it in places like this. I really enjoy it. The first season, as you know, is just such special television,
uh,
internet television, I guess. My wife and I watched it together. We watched all of it together, and we're just blown away time after time. And not that it's all so great; like, it has its low points too, like all shows.
mhm.
But it's dope. And I saw that Supergirl was on there, and I did want to take a look at that. I'm only familiar with that actress. What's her name?
Benoist, Melissa Benoist, I
Yeah,
believe.
I'm only familiar with her from Glee, from the very little bit of Glee that I watched when she was wonderful there as a singer. So when I saw Supergirl, I was like, is it like a musical Supergirl? But I don't know. But I'm interested to see what they do there. I think it's an interesting kind of play into that universe, into the DC world, and I'm curious how they're gonna maneuver through that. But we'll see. We'll see.
Mm. Well, I mean, like that show really. The only reason why I'm watching it is because it's moved to the CW. Because they're gonna have a crossover between it, The Flash, and Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow.
Nice,
So I pretty much like I haven't watched the last two episodes of season one. There's only 20 episodes, and I got to episode 18 where for The Flash shows up. I watched that.
nice.
I watched that episode, and I'm like, I'm done. Check out.
Yep. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then also just one last thing is a shout out. 30 between episode 37 and now, I've actually binged watched the entire series up to current, from season one to present, of Game of Thrones, having never watched an episode of Game of Thrones, and not, for the most part, not knowing any spoilers. The only spoiler I knew was that the red wedding and the purple wedding happened. That's it.
Sure.
That's the
So
and everything else was all like new.
so newsflash,
What's
I
up?
am the only person in the world who really genuinely cares for Sir Jorah. Okay, he is my boy. Okay, he and now he's got the stone skin, but maybe he's gonna find a cure, maybe, and he wants to get back with Danny so bad. Khaleesi. And it's so hot, and he loves her so much, and then she was like, never touch me again, and then he reached out his hand and she took his hand, and I was like, and then they oh man, it's just such, because that's the thing is Game of Thrones is it, and he is too, Ser Jorah is tainted by the sins of the past, but he has worked so diligently to find redemption in her eyes, because not only does he want to serve her and to see her kingdom come, as it were, but he really genuinely loves her as a queen and as a woman. And so there's this powerful, for me, this powerful reality around him that no other character in the show has. He is as close to a knight in shining armor as you're going to get. Now, he's not perfectly shining because of the stuff that happened before, but it's so, so powerful. Now, the one speculation that someone mentioned was that he'll find his way to Westeros, and or to Westeros, and that he will find Jon Snow and he'll get his sword back, because of course that sword belonged to his dad, who was at the Wall, and then his dad gave it to Jon Snow, even though it was the Mormont family sword. Was it Claw, or was it as whatever it was called? And so it's Jorah's sword to have.
Okay.
And so maybe there will be some like big moment where he and Jon Snow are together. But that's another show. My wife and I started to watch it, and my wife was not into it because she knew that it was very graphic on every level, mostly. And granted, as you observed, season 1 was the very worst, and I think they were throwing a lot of that, like it was like soft core porn kind of stuff in, I think, just to gain viewers, because people would watch that in a fantasy setting because that's just what it is. But I think they really brought it back. And the actress who plays Daenerys, what's her name?
Amelia Clark.
You're like 3 for 3, so that's awesome. But she said, like, after season 2 or season 3, she said, I'm not doing it anymore. I mean, she said, I'm not doing any more nude scenes, and she did that one
in one time
from the waist up, but that was but it was not scandalous. I mean, it was just everything burned down around her and she's naked. And so I think they really brought it back, toned it down a little bit, so that people weren't watching just for that, but really the narrative was standing on its own without the frills of intense violence. Anyway, I don't know what changed in my wife's brain, but eventually she said, okay, I'll give it a try. And then we were we were all the way in, and then so I started over with her and watched everything from season 1, and then we watched the last 2 seasons together, and we really enjoy it. And she's an English major, graduated with an honors in English, and so the literary aspect of it, not only the books but the storytelling, the story crafting, is very interesting to her. But I'm very glad to hear that you have watched it.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, I loved it. The last 2 episodes of season 6 were like insane, like Battle of the
Yeah.
Bastards, and then whenever, dang, I can say the word. I like to talk about actresses and as what's her name? I know the name of the actress, but not the character. Lena Headey plays.
Oh, damn it! You did that thing that where
C.
I'm
Starts
gonna
with a C, I think.
Cersei.
Cersei, yes.
Cersei Lannister.
Yes,
Mhm.
Cersei just blew everything up. I'm like, fuck.
Yep.
I was like, that was insane. And I was, it's just one of those things where it's like, I can't believe that I was missing out this entire time. I completely missed that train, but then I started after season 6 had already ended. And so I just tore through that in about, I want to say 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
And I was very upset. Like for the last 3 episodes of season 6, I deliberately um, did one a day just to make it last
Yeah.
a little bit longer
Yeah.
because like
Mhm.
otherwise I would have just finished it and then been done with it.
Yeah.
And now I
I
gotta wait till season 7, which
I
like the rest of
I have
us.
I haven't gone back and seen anything from 6, but I think I should go back and watch the whole thing, maybe like now, and then in 8 months, right before 7 comes out, because like you, the suspense was so intense. Well, I watched it live on HBO Go,
Hmm.
But basically, we just waited for 9 o'clock on Sunday to roll around, and as soon as it like hit play online, like through the actual broadcast network, it was there. And so
Really? Wow.
I think so, or it was when it was over. So it was either at 9 o'clock when it went live on TV,
Or
or it
10
was at 10
o'clock when
o'clock
it ended.
when it was there. Because I mean, it's not like we're going to watch it ahead of anyone, like unless we want to like scroll to the end of the file or whatever.
Or
Regardless,
or if it's like well no, I was gonna say about watching it live. Even if you were to watch it like with a 1 hour delay, you would just see like the hashtags on Twitter and Facebook, and then it
yeah,
gets spoiled for you.
you have to just put your phone away for an hour. You know better. Um, but to really treasure it again. And for me, I think that's why I feel so strongly about Sir Jorah, is because for me, he's like the only real like emotional connection I have left in the whole show. There's nothing else that I feel like genuinely emotionally connected to. I'm curious to see what happens to Tyrion. I can't say I really care too much about like, I mean, I care what happens to Jon, but not really. And Arya, I mean, she's gone. Like, what was the point of her ever being in the temple to learn how to put the masks on? I don't understand. Frustrated with little things like that, where they spend so much time over here, and then you're like, oh, it's definitely going to go this way, and then it's and then they just like, we're like, well, what was all that about? Why did we sit through 2 seasons of her hanging out with whatever with a girl has no name, bro, and then she's like, gotta go, and he lets her leave, like he just like, that's it. It's like, come on, that frustrates me. But Tyrion, certainly, to see what comes of him. And then no, I just, there's so many freaking people in that show. What's her, the redhead,
The redhead.
the Stark girl?
Oh, dang, she was Jean Grey in X-Men.
Yeah, she was. She did really good there too. She was great.
Dang it.
Her anyway.
Yes.
To see like it, like what are
Oh,
you
I,
gonna do?
I, I don't like her character, by the way. She is like the weakest character in general in all of the Game of Thrones. She's always manipulated all the time, and I was until season 6 that did she actually get a backbone. But I think for me that was too little, too late for me.
Yeah, and that's that whole thing before the Battle of the Bastards, where like, couldn't she have just told John, by the way, I think Peter's going to bring an army to help. She didn't even tell him, like, surprise, and he could have waited 15 more minutes, to until the Knights of the Vale or whatever they are roll up. And why couldn't he have just zigzagged? Why couldn't he have just zigzagged when he was running down the? I don't know. I can't. What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? The dragons will solve everything. Don't worry. I mean, that's the thing, is if we're right in our speculations, and it is a song of fire and ice, it's just gonna come down to all the White Walkers versus the dragons. And so, and
Oh
that's,
wow.
yeah. I mean, isn't that reasonable to assume that like that John's gonna be on the ground and he's gonna have the sword or whatever, and then Daenerys is gonna have the dragons, and then the blights and the White Walkers are gonna come, and it'll just be and they're gonna knock the wall down, because in that last episode, my wife and I were talking about this. They said that never before has a walker stepped past the wall, and all this said to me was, well, they're definitely going to destroy the wall. There has to be some way. They're going to have some, like, metal plated, gargantuan Oliphant from Lord of the Rings or something that's going to blow through it. Because I mean, what like, it's not like they're going to like tap on there with a magic stick and undo the spell. Like, that spell was set by the founders, by the builders. Anyway, we're going way deep into the lore here. I gotta get back before I just.
No, that's insane. You made me think about all these things. It's like wow. I was just thinking like I was thinking things were more simplistic than that, as far as like
I hope so.
as far as what I think. Whenever they had a comic book girl 19 on Game Over Greggy, and she basically just said, "Here's what's gonna happen in season 7. It's gonna be all about Cersei and her and killing her, and season 8 is gonna be about the White Walkers and killing them." And there you go. I think okay. I
Yeah,
can see that.
that framing is good, but that will just frustrate me further.
Why is that?
Is how long does it take the White Walkers to walk from there to there? I mean,
Apparently,
how
eight
far?
seasons.
Apparently, they got to stop at like every rest area to piss or something, because they just have taken their time stealing babies and grim and looking menacingly into the camera. They've taken 8 seasons to take their time, and then they had one dope attack on that whatever it was called, Hard Home or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's suspenseful and it's so boring at the same time. Where like you're excited to see them and then you remember, don't worry, it'll be 2 more years until anything matters with them. Because like people are gonna say, "Let's go get them," and they're like, "We could just wait here until they come because they'll come and the dragons will get bigger and they can shoot their fire further." I don't know.
You think Daenerys is gonna be like the king of all the seven? What is it? Is it the seven kingdoms? Like
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm hoping. I mean, she seems they're building her up like she's like the fit leader, like that she will be wise and kind and all that kind of stuff. So
I can tell you one thing: she won't be able to do it without Ser Jorah, for sure. She needs her
or
boy.
Tyrion.
Yes, the best part of season 6, or was at the end of 5, was Tyrion and Littlefinger together in the one with the pyramid, that one,
Hmm. Yeah.
whatever it's called.
Oh, did you disconnect your mic?
I
Oh, there we
did.
go. Oh,
Sorry,
there we go.
sorry, I'm back.
All right, there you
Um,
go.
I hit
Yeah.
the mute button. I'm sorry, listening audience. Um, that was such a delight to have Tyrion and Littlefinger and Marine. They were such, because it took you way back to season 1, where you were used to them kind of being together, or season 2, I guess. But excuse me, but they just complemented each other so well. It was so fun. Thank you for returning into Game of Thrones talk. Musing well, I was going to put a Lord of the Rings name in, whoever an M character is from whatever Game of Thrones. But yeah,
Oh my God.
it's awesome. It is awesome.
All right, so now let's pivot and let's talk about, now that we done dissecting what I've been watching and playing. What have you been watching or playing?
I just platinumed Saints Row Gat Out of Hell and Saints Row 4, and a very special shout out and thanks to best friend Jeff, who downloaded Gat Out of Hell, which was free on PS Plus last month in
Hmm.
September or August, and it was August,
Hmm.
and he helped me with the co-op trophy, and basically we just opened the game and we put our controllers down and went to bed, and I got a platinum, so there you go. That was the only real hassle in that game as far as getting the platinum. And then Saints Row 4 was quite easy. Uh, Help from a guide, so the trophy list was pretty straightforward, and that was my 28th platinum, which was nice. So did those two actually back to back. I think I did platinum one day and platinum the next the other day, but that's just how it worked out. It's how I was playing them, or maybe that wasn't. Oh, it doesn't matter. And so always playing Resogun, which is still my favorite game on the PS4. Just outstanding. Not because Colin says so, but because I really genuinely love it,
Yes.
and I think
Yes.
I'm reasonably good at it. But it's a lot of fun. I play it every single week. At least the weekly challenges on Sunday nights, but I enjoy it otherwise. And I started Battlefield 4, which was free from PS Plus, which was awesome. I don't care.
Battlefield Battlefield was free?
Battlefield 4 was free. Was it
I don't remember.
last 2 months ago? Yeah, it was free. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna check my
Sure.
inventory.
Ask Siri. And
No,
and then and
I
then
have an inventory of every game I have on my phone.
well, hopefully you downloaded it then. I believe it was free. And then they made all the DLC free just recently, which was nice too. And so,
I don't have it.
well, you must have missed it because my cousin Bart got it, and he would not have bought it, I don't think. I think, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was free. It's okay.
Oh wow, that's terrible because
It'll
make
come
it a
around in
po-
the flash sale.
I
Don't worry
make it a
about it.
point. I make it a point to get everything free. No, even if I don't like it, I'll get it just because.
Oh, I know. I understand. Me too.
And
Absolutely.
and also like one of my friends at work looks down on me for that too. But yeah,
No,
he's like
I mean, they're there.
he's like
It's
he's like, oh, that's just an utter waste. If you're never gonna play it, why have it? I was like, just in case.
yeah, because someday I may want to play Gunslinger Call of Juarez or whatever it is, which I did play in B, by the way. It was a wonderful game. And so, yeah, I mean, my PS3 is just stocked, with so many titles going back. So,
Ah, that
so
explains that. It was a PS3 game.
nope. I mean, I'm playing on my PS4, Battlefield
Damn.
4.
Ah, dang it.
Battlefield Battlefield 3 was on the PS3 a while back, but that was a while back.
Damn. Wow. I guess I was slacking that month, which is really crazy because I never do.
Maybe some sale or something. Maybe it was really cheap. I don't know. Um, so the two platinums, Resogun, blah blah blah. I turned on Destiny for the first time in 8 months and turned
Because
it off
of
in
the
about
expansion?
yeah, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the Taken King.
Uh,
I'm one of those that would rather vote with my wallet than not. And to me, to pay $60 and then either another $60 up top or $20 and then $20 and then like 40 or $60 now for the Rise of Iron. And I was like, that's just not for me. So I bought the first expansion, House of Wolves. Didn't buy the Taken King, didn't buy Rise of Iron. I jumped in and I was like, what is happening? I mean, from the OG vanilla version to where it is now, night and day. And I enjoyed it. I'm not trying to knock it for the audience. It's not that I don't enjoy Destiny. I definitely do. I saw some app where you can track how many hours you have. I have 237 hours in the game, which is not a lot compared to like the number one guy who was like 9,900 hours or whatever. Okay,
wow.
hey, hey, I'm not hate. I mean, please play. If you want to play, play it. But for me, I just
I honestly didn't know that the expansions cost that much.
I don't know how much it costs.
I
Well, I mean, I
mean,
know that the two after the original were 20 a piece. But I didn't buy the season pass at the time, and so. But now is a great time to get into Destiny because you can buy the Rise of Iron, which gives you
all of it.
vanilla, vanilla House of Wolves, Taken King, and the Rise of Iron. Boom, and then you're all caught up if you want to. Um, and so, but I just jumped back in real quick. What else? Um, I have The Walking Dead Michonne from Telltale on my bar on my PS4, but I haven't played it yet. And I just started watching TV, the sixth season of The Walking Dead, which kind of got me thinking, oh, I have
Oh,
that game still. It's only 3 episodes, like it was a one-off they did, well, a three-off, I
yeah,
guess, but
yeah,
but you know what I mean.
yeah.
And so no platinum, but still, just it would be fun to play it. I'm definitely excited for Batman Telltale, but I'll wait until the whole thing comes out. Because I just do not want to wait because it looks so good. The new engine's in place. It looks so
Oh, they
smooth.
finally made a new engine.
Yeah, I mean, Borderlands was pretty good. I think that Borderlands definitely looked better uh, than Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones was
Oh,
awesome.
oh,
If did you play it? Did you play the Game of Thrones Telltale? Oh, now you have to,
oh.
because I mean,
What?
in the first episode, you will feel the weight of the story proper and how beautifully they weave this sub narrative in, where you're like underneath, you're around Queen Marjorie, or well, she wasn't queen at the time, but you're like around her and you're kind of like observing, and you meet Tyrion, and oh, it's dope. It's really masterfully done. Um, do not delay, and it's all there, and it's a great platinum.
What season does it take place in? Like what?
Four, I think,
Oh,
somewhere in there. Three, between three and five, somewhere in there. Um,
I thought that game did have engine problems though on certain.
it wasn't bad for me. I didn't mind. I mean, it's not perfect, and yeah, like a couple times the guy's arm will go through his head or whatever, and you just deal with it. But I mean, come on, it's what are you gonna throw your PS4 into the pool because it's one like little frame glitch? Come on. But I didn't have like engine braking problems on the PS4 with any of the Telltale games. Now that being said, I think that Borderlands looked better because it was already cell shaded. Like that was the art style for Borderlands, and so I think that Telltale was like, we kind of already do that, and now they could use that to their advantage. But from what I've seen of Batman, I've tried to watch very little bit from the trailers. It looks like they've really gone up a notch in fidelity, and so I'm looking forward to that. Desperately want to get the Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition, and as soon as the Witcher 3 came out, and CD Projekt Red said this is the plan for the DLC, I knew. I said, just wait, the Game of the Year edition will come, because then it won like, I don't know, however many hundreds of awards at E3 that year, and then over the course of the year, I was like, the Game of the Year edition will come. Oh, it'll never come. It'll be whenever from now, and then boom, there it is. So instead of having to pay, it would have been $80 or $100 at the time for the game and the season pass. I'll pay 50 now and get the whole thing, and with all the updates and all the patches and all the hot fixes, and then I can just go off and enjoy. So I'm looking
Nice.
forward to that. Of course, that's what I'm looking forward to playing. I'm playing right now. I started my third watch through my third viewing of Mad Men.
I've
Um,
never seen it.
oh man, you gotta stop everything right now.
Oh my God. Every
I'll cancel.
yes.
I'm canceling the call right now. We gotta
Okay.
go. It's not for everyone, and I would not blame you if you got like 3 or 4 episodes in and you were like, "What was he thinking?"
No,
Uh,
actually, I do want to watch it. Like there are just so many shows to watch that like
like we
again,
said before, yeah, yeah.
I'm still during my binge watch of House of Cards, and then after that is it's gonna
Yeah.
be on to the next thing. And honestly, it's summertime is already over, and summertime is when I binge watch stuff. Like
Mhm.
because no school and networks are on hiatus for their shows in the
Mhm.
fall and in the spring, you know. So
You know,
you know, it's like House of Cards is like the last
sure.
stop because right now it's already cutting into my premieres that are happening. Agents of Shield is back and things like that. So
Um,
yeah,
well, I would still urge you to put it on the list. And in fact, along the very same lines, my in-laws were here today visiting. My daughter turned 3. Well, she turns 3 on Monday, but today was like the
her
birthday day or whatever.
yeah.
And so happy birthday, Hannah. And my mother-in-law was telling me that she just like flew through The Sopranos, and I haven't watched an episode of it.
Oh
And she's like, Eric, you gotta do it. And I was like, okay. It's one of those things that's like out there on the list, and we'll get to eventually.
yes,
It's
ditto.
it's hard. It's hard when you finish like a big fat series, and you're like, oh, this is how you feel after House of Cards. I promise. You're gonna get through season 3 or 4, whatever it is, and he's like. And then you'll look at your list or your watch list or playlist or whatever, and you're like, damn it, I can't do another show because you've gone through years of production in a month, and then you're like, I just can't do another TV show. I gotta watch movies for a month to recoup. And so I know that's how I'm gonna feel after I watch through Mad Men for the third time, is that I'm going to get to the end and it's so emotional and the whole journey is unbelievable. It's so powerful. And then I'm going to be like, well, off to watch 8 episodes or 8 seasons of The Sopranos, which is this other like, landmark flagpole,
And
series
then
that
after that, The Wire, and then
I tried The Wire. I couldn't.
yeah,
It wasn't. I mean, I appreciate what it is. My wife likes it a lot, but I was like, it's just not for me. And so, but I mean, it was dope. But I was like, nope. Same with The West Wing. It is so well written. Sorkin just so sharp, but in the end, like all the political banter, and I was like, nah, I phased out, and
and
that's
then
okay.
and then after that, like I just going on this tangent of just shows that are on the list. Like I have to then at some point power through Big Bang Theory. So
Okay,
yeah,
sure,
never.
sure.
I liked it. Somebody convinced me at work to just power through the entire series, and then I got through seasons 1 and 2, and then I stopped not because I didn't like it, just because other things came up and I never got back around to it, and that
Yeah.
was like 2 years ago or something like that. So it's like, but yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, so you meant that you are going to watch The Wire next? That's what you meant?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to discourage you. Please go for it. Just I thought you were saying like in general, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No, like I said, I have I forgot. I think it's still in my room. I think I wrote down a post-it. Like somebody at work told me, he's like, "Here, watch this, this, and this, and this," and then just so I didn't forget, I put on a
Sure.
post-it note, and it's still on my in my bedroom in the corner. Like I still see it there.
Nice,
And
nice.
yeah, so like I said, it's like an entire like
Hmm.
to-do list, I guess, if you will, which is kind
Sure.
of, I guess, I kind of sort of, it's kind of bad for media in general because like I think it makes it into a chore, which is kind of, I guess not, you're not supposed to do it that way, but it kind of does feel like it's a chore,
Hmm.
especially whenever like in a couple weeks, week and a half or so, uh, Luke Cage comes out, and it's going to be a chore to just binge watch all that season, so that way you can be a part of the conversation, you know.
Yeah, that is an excellent insight on the front and the back end, the implications of being able to watch everything at once, and really, at the front and then later on. that because when we grew up, certainly not everything was available like that. I mean, you could like buy all of Friends on DVD or something, or I Love Lucy on whatever. I mean, you could do
Yeah.
that, but for a contemporary show that's being produced right now, it's a very different feel. And I wonder what's lost there. Certainly the suspense of it is. And so we kind of embrace this and we decorate it up with cute little phrases like Netflix and chill, which is really more about sex than about TV shows. But that sense of like, oh, you can cuddle up with whatever, and there's, I mean, you've seen the ads like I have, oh honey, just one more. I
I
mean
mean,
one
real,
more show.
and
No,
nobody in the '90s said binge watching. So
yeah, I mean, but did I do it again? No, it would have to have been. It would have to have been like you had the VHS collection of Three's Company or something. I mean, then you could have done that where you had like just put the tape in. Oh, honey, do we want to watch another episode tonight? Oh, I don't know. But now like on the ads, it's like, oh, let's watch what's one more, and then it's 5 in the morning, and so and there's a psychology because on the one side, it's more efficient to be able to absorb it all in one time, but the flip flop is that
you don't
is
digest it.
yeah, are you watching? Are you just fucking on your phone the whole time? I mean, I know for me that's how it is. Like I'm watching and I'm enjoying, but like I mean, half the time I'm just looking. Like right now, I'm just like, oh beep bop boop boop boop. I'm looking at text messages, and then someone just texted me about the podcast, and so I mean, what I'm not really focused in. And when I'm already watching like 4 episodes at once, and then after the fact, when you go back and you watch like a House of Cards again, is it really exciting? Because the hype is long gone until the new season comes out, and it's good. Like my mother-in-law with The Sopranos, like I know it's good, but no one's talking about it. The show might as well not have existed, really, except that it does, and I can go access it. And so there's a very interesting kind of a psychology or like a sociological aspect to that of how we take media in now. Not saying it's bad because we win. The consumer definitely wins, but I think it's kind of what I mentioned before about that season 6 finale, those 2 episodes from Game of Thrones. Like, I really need to go back and see it again, even though I was waiting week to week to week to watch it. Like, it was just so intense. Like, you need to go back and absorb that all over again. But I definitely feel the same way that you do, where with The Sopranos, especially, I know how long it is and I know how great it's supposed to be, but I'm like, oh, it's a long show. And I'm sure I'm going to really enjoy it, but I feel that way like it's a chore. Whereas I know I love Mad Men. It's maybe one of my like very like top 3 or 5 TV shows ever. So like I'm glad to watch it again for a third time. I see new things I never saw before. But this new thing, and they say it's really great, and the hype is big, kind of it was 4 years ago, and I'm supposed to like it, and I don't know. I don't know. And ironically, it is exactly the same with video games. When it all hits, my wife, she was awesome. She pre-ordered Uncharted 4 for me for my birthday.
Uh-huh.
So she said that so that you can have it when it comes out and you can play it and with your friends and because I really don't buy games that launch very often, if ever. Not only because it seems like there are so many bugs and issues with the titles, unfortunately, but also because I don't give a shit if I'm part of the conversation or not. I mean, like I because I can get on Twitch and watch someone play and enjoy that, and then I can look at my phone the whole time and eat popcorn and not have to play the game at all. But I can still be part of the conversation because I can go over to the kind of funny Facebook group and say, hey, wasn't that great when that thing exploded and beep bop boop boop boop. So uh, I feel the same thing is there with games where you can be as into it as you want, but then like someone today, I'm sure somewhere in the world, it just bought Child of Light off the PSN store, and they're playing it, and they're like, "Look at this game, it's unbelievable." But no one is there to be excited with them because the hype is so long gone. Even though it's a masterpiece of a game, it's unbelievable. And so it's great that they can go back and enjoy it, but you have to be satisfied with enjoying it on your own. you know and certainly you can share with others and be like, oh my gosh, I'm playing Child of Light and it's unbelievable, and they're like, oh yeah, 2009 was a great year for games, or whenever it came out. But you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Anyway, I rambled real good. I'm
No,
almost
no,
out of,
no.
so I better slow down.
You definitely verbalized a lot of things that I was internalizing.
Hmm.
It's especially putting things into perspective. I've never for the most part, like every time when I'm watching something or whatever, I always go to somebody that, and seek them out to just gush over it. Especially like with House of Cards, like and Game of Thrones. There's these two coworkers that I talk to about it because I'm watching it. And I'm going up to them. It's like, dude, I'm on like episode 3 of season 3, and oh
Yeah.
my god, things got crazy. And so happened, and they're like, yeah, yeah, and then they're like, that's pretty much it. It's like
Yep.
you
Yep.
haven't seen anything yet. That's pretty much all it is. It was always the same
Yep.
thing.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Yeah, and I try to get information out of them too, which is like I guess to my own detriment. But yeah.
Sure.
All right, all right, all right. Let's switch gears. Let's go ahead and do some plugs. So
Sure.
I know you wanted to talk about Extra Life,
Oh,
and
yes.
I want to go ahead and give you the floor. Go for it.
Thank you. For those who are listening, for those who are within the sound of my voice, Extra Life is a charity that calls upon gamers of all types to band together and to raise money to help sick kids. More specifically, for nuts and bolts purposes, Extra Life is a charity that's sort of under the umbrella, well, it's not sort of, it is under the umbrella of the Children's Miracle Network Foundation, okay, under the network. And it was several years ago that there was a sick child, and to support the parents, but also to support the child, to support the family, a bunch of gamers got together and they raised money for this person, Tori. I think her name was Tori, Victoria Tori, and and it caught on, and somewhere along the line, Children's Miracle Network caught wind of this, and they were like, "This is unbelievable," because these people, they were just like playing Halo 2 or something for like 48 hours, whatever it was. I'm not sure what the details are exactly on that. But Children's Miracle Network was like, this was awesome. And so they adopted the model and they kind of built it into what Extra Life is today. And I'm sorry, my brain's a little fuzzy right now. It's kind of getting late. I'm still with it, but I can't bring all these things without looking on my phone. I don't want to get distracted. But now Extra Life is in its whateverth year, and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars have been raised by gamers all around the world to support the work of Children's Miracle Network hospitals, specifically those hospitals in the United States and Canada, and some of the hospitals have international programs. So they're in the U.S., but they, have a special like emphasis on patients or sending doctors to international locations, that kind of thing. How does Extra Life work? It's really, really simple. You go to extra-life.org, link in the description, and then you sign up. Now, it just so happens that we are part of the Kind of Funny community. It's no surprise. You already know we're going to say it. And guess what? There's a Team Kind of Funny. Last year, Team Kind of Funny placed 10th out of 6,521 teams overall, I think, worldwide. Now, let's just say the bottom 2,000 teams didn't raise any money at all, and someone just wanted to start a team. That's fine. So let's just say that the Kind of Funny placed 10th out of 4,521 teams. That's still impressive. And we raised just under $55,000 for a myriad of children's hospitals. It was an amazing moment for Kind of Funny because it was our first year participating in Extra Life as Kind of Funny. Kind of Funny was founded that January, and I sent an email to Greg and I said, "Hey man, I know that you guys have participated in Extra Life in the past. Do you think we could do it for Kind of Funny?" And he said yes. And so he said, "Fuck yes, absolutely." That's what he said exactly. That was like the whole email. Like I sent the email and he responded. And it was like Extra Life hyphen fuck yes. And I was like, okay. And so I set the team up and I was the team captain last year. And then we got 10th place. There's a plaque in their studios in San Francisco, and you see it every now and then on the live streams and stuff. And so we came back and we're going back at it harder than before because we want to go beyond. We want to go beyond. I'm so used to beyonding my own beyonds because I'm the only person on these podcasts that like knows what it is, and so people are like, "Why do you say that when I say beyond?" And I was like, "It's a long story. I don't know what to tell you." But so thank you for that. This year we're back and we are going we are we are looking to, and we are going to go beyond that that thank you, that performance last year. I'm
So
really glad. Oh, go ahead, please.
did you? I remember you doing like either it was either an update video or it was a post. I don't remember which one it was, but I want to say
Hmm.
video.
Sure.
And I think you were saying you had like the balls to say that we are going to raise the same amount of money as we did last year, but with just the fans, like outside
Yeah.
of Greg and them, because Greg and Colin did what 50% and we did the other 50%.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, basically, the last year the team goal was $25,000,
right.
and which people were like, "You are out of your mind," and I said, "No, I am in my mind, and get out of here." And so, and we did. We went beyond that, above and beyond, like 27, 28,000 before the event day ever came. Okay, and then it arrived, and then through the official Kind of Funny live stream, we went to 55.
Okay.
So we doubled it. And
And
so I said, I was like an idiot. I should never have said it, but I did say it, and we're going to do it. We're going to try.
so
And
you
that was
want
to,
so you want the fans to do what it took all of them to do just to
yeah,
and then the cherry on top is Greg and Colin doing their stuff and then adding to that. So
precisely.
that's
And
exactly.
so,
And so you're still standing by it.
I hope that we can. I will say, and I'm sorry to use my phone. I'm sorry, but I want to look this up so I get the numbers right. I'll tell you where we are right now, as of 11:54 Eastern on September 23rd. We currently have raised. Let me refresh the browser. We've currently raised $4,693. So someone just made $100, like from like I just refreshed the page and it was $100 higher than it was. So we're at $4,693.09. That puts us in 34th place overall out of 3,108 teams. We have 121 team members. We've received 102 donations. The average of donation is $46.01, and the largest donation is $1,437 overall. And that was from me, actually.
Oh,
I put on a rummage sale at the church where I work, and we split the money. Half went to the church and half went to Extra Life. So we did about
nice.
3,500. Excuse me, we did about $3,500 there, so that was awesome. But it will be surpassed. I know it will be. One of our team members, Benoit Comont, who works at WB Montreal, as a matter of fact, in Canada. He does a fundraiser every year, a poker tournament, and last year I think he brought in like $1,800 or $1,900, but this year he was thinking that he would had enough participants, that he would have enough participants to double it. So he's looking at like close to $3,000 from that one fundraiser alone. And that's the thing, like where you buy in and then all the money goes into the pot, and then first place, I think it's like first place only is the paid one, but the first place person gets half the pot and the other half goes to Extra Life. And so apparently it's a riot. I mean, it's like WB Montreal, the game studio, and then this all of them there just playing poker and having fun. So that's awesome. Thank you, Benoit, and everyone on the team, all 121 of you who are working to see that through. We are ahead now of where we were at this time last year by far. And so, and I remember, I think I've said last time I was on the podcast that most of the donations come in 3 to 5 weeks before the actual event, but certainly like the last 3 weeks is when it gets really intense, and people on the team will hear from me then about like really ringing the bells of social media to get people involved. So if I can rewind like 10 minutes, team Kind of Funny, we're back at it. We're excited for this year. How do you join?
Yes.
Kindoffunny.com/extra life in the description below. And basically, if you've already signed up for Extra Life and you're hearing this, it's not too late to join. Leave whatever loser team you're a part of now. And I'm kidding, teasing. Actually, I'm surprised. On the Facebook page, I talked to a lot of people. Like, I just ambush people in these comment threads. I'm like, you would be good for Extra Life. Come here, and then they join. And Andrew joined today. Andrew Vincey, thank you, Andrew. He joined because I ambushed him. Now I always lure him in with platinum talk. we talk about trophies and platinums, and I was like, "You have a lot of platinums. You must really game a lot." "Oh yeah, I play." "Oh well, you ever game for 24 hours?" "Oh yeah." "Well, but how about do it for charity?" "Oh sure." And then it's a hook, line, and sinker every time. But we got to get creative about these things. If you're already signed up, you can just switch over to Team Kind of Funny. If you have not even thought about Extra Life at all, kindoffunny.com/extra life will take you to our official team page. There's a bunch of text, and then there's a video from me at the bottom. It's like 16 minutes long, and you listen to my fat face talk about Extra Life. But if you have no idea what Extra Life is or what Team Kind of Funny is about, it might be helpful to get you a little more familiar with the whole process. If you kind of know what Extra Life is and you know what you're going to do, but you have no idea how to fundraise, that may also be a benefit to you. So I would urge you to go check that out. And just to get started, it is not too late. And this is a really important part that some people kind of get mixed up on. The official game day, the official Extra Life Day is Saturday, November 5th, but you can receive donations until midnight December 31st. Okay. So up until the stroke of midnight when 2017 begins, you can receive donations. And so if you're hearing this message right now from me on this podcast, thank you for listening. But also, it is not too late to sign up. You could do your 24-hour live stream today, or you could do it Christmas Eve, or you could do it New Year's Eve. Okay. So it is not too late. They have made it really open to get as many people in as possible. So do not hesitate to reach out to me on Twitter or through the kind of funny Facebook group if you have questions. And certainly, I mean, what do you have planned for this year? What are you thinking about?
All right. So first, yes, in addition to everything that's going to be in the description, my fundraiser page will be in the description.
Awesome.
So even if you are not a Twitch streamer and you don't do that, if you don't want to, fundraise, you can at least just throw funds to my page or Eric's page. They'll both be there. Just or kind of
Thank you.
funny's page. When not, I mean, like I
I've
said,
already let me interrupt you. I'm sorry. I normally wouldn't interrupt you, but I've already reached my fundraising goal, and
oh,
so I would appreciate that donation. But by all means, send it along to someone or go onto the team page and look through the roster and find someone who doesn't have any money at all and donate to them just to encourage them. But
yes,
but
yes.
but yeah, thank you for mentioning me. I appreciate that.
Yes, like I said, I think I mentioned this on the last podcast where if I do get leet, like the 1,137 like leet, that I would shave this hair all bald, just be completely 100% bald. I will do it, and
Oh
not
my
only will I
gosh.
do it, I will post, I will change my Facebook and my Twitter profile picture to my bald face and head. Like I will shave and yeah, I'll get rid of it all and I'll do it. So that's a little extra incentive. If you guys wanna, if you guys wanna throw money my way, I'll totally do it for charity.
That is outstanding. Thank you for that. That is almost as gutsy of me going out there and saying we're going to raise $50,000 in the next 5 weeks. Um, so the part that I kind of skimmed over, but I mentioned it was that uh, in Extra Life you play games for 24 hours. Now, if I can feel it through the microphone. I can feel the vibration. Someone already saying, "But I can't play for 24 hours. I have to work. I have obligations, or I have a family, or I have children to feed." Relax. If you want to do two 12-hour sessions, that's fine. If you want to do four, whatever the fuck the math is, sessions, that's fine. Or
For
you
eight
want to do one,
hours or
thank you.
yeah, or
Yeah, 8, 16, 24. So three
six
8-hour,
six
or
hours.
4 6 hours.
Yeah, 4 6 hours.
All this Game
Or
of Thrones basic arithmetic talk is
either 4 6 hours or 3 8 hours. There you go. Either which way, that's 24 hours.
or 2 12s, and however you want to do it, okay. But no, there's no game police. Okay, there's no Extra Life police. There's no Eric Thompson looking through your window in the middle of the night outside of how much I would normally do it. And so don't worry about that. Like it's not a big deal if you can't do it all. Some people do, some people don't. Most people do. And you don't have to stream, by the way. That is not a requirement. That's Some people do that, and certainly with the PS4, it's easy to hit the share button, but you do not have to stream if you don't want to. Um, so the stream element of it is that you sign up, you raise money either beforehand or during your live stream, and then that's it. And so last year, we had all kinds of craziness all across the kind of funny verse or the best friend verse with what
And
people
I
did on their
was
live
and I
streams.
was part of it.
That's the fun of it
Yes.
is going on the website and going on the pages and I'm just sweating down here. It's hot. Is the fun of watching what different people will come up with. And so, I mean, you have the reins, but if I could ask you, would you tell the listeners what you did last year and what you plan to do this year?
All right. So last year I was Twitch streaming off of the Wii U and the PS4. I even threw in a little bit of Dreamcast in there. So last year it was just me and my friends. I had four of them. It was me and four of us for the. It was the five of us. We rocked out the whole 24 hours, and then I had other friends that were coming and going that were just there for like 5 6 hours, you know.
Yeah.
So it was just basically like this constant rotation where the stream was going. We played what's it, Mortal Kombat X. We played Marvel vs. Capcom on Dreamcast. We
Hmm.
played Smash Wii U. Of course, you got to do that. And we played Runbow. We played Nintendo Land.
Hmm.
We played at night. We got to the scary nighttime. We played PT.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes, yes. And this year we're gonna do another like midnight, like late night scary game session. So we're either gonna do, or maybe do either one or the other or both. But we're probably gonna do the Resident Evil demo. We're gonna play Until Dawn. Until Dawn. And then what else?
That's very clever,
Yes.
and that wouldn't be so bad if you started at midnight. You could get through at least a one playthrough. I think. I don't know. Are they that long? I don't think they're very long. Are they? Those the playthrough something like 7 hours, five to
Yeah.
7 hours. If
Yeah.
if you like go, if you're just zoom, then I think you can get through it pretty quick.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to do a lot more in terms of the games. I don't think we had like a lot of games going on. I think we had Mario Maker going on.
Hmm.
We took Twitch chat with blew up when we finally put Mario Maker on because for some odd reason Twitch loves Mario Maker. All of a sudden I got viewers like just coming in me. So I might have to focus and pivot a lot on Mario Maker
Yeah. Sure.
because
Sure.
the chat loves to just throw out codes to play for us to play on the chat. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so I would probably try to do that. But other than that, we're gonna this year, I do plan on doing a lot more retro gaming, just in general, because like I think I had my retro setup because for that's why I played the Dreamcast. That was the only thing retro we did. Other than that, it was all modern, and so I wanna do a good 50-50 split, at least as
Mm.
far as itinerary goes. Maybe like 2 hour sessions per game at max.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're still planning on having, I mean, a big group of friends over and all of
This,
that.
oh, so yeah, last year the five was the five of
Hmm.
us. It's the same five. Everyone's coming back. Everyone's gonna come back from out of town, from where they're coming from, specifically for that weekend, for
Oh,
this
great.
for this for
That's
this
fun.
event.
And so you're going to do it on the 5th then on the official game day.
Yes, official game day. I believe we're gonna do 8 a.m. Central.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
that's the plan. Otherwise, you can follow me on Twitter and you can keep it locked, and
Yo.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll update that. Otherwise,
Yeah.
everything is still on time as far as that plan. That's the plan I said 2 months ago to my friends. That's the time we agreed, and nothing's changed. So
Excellent.
yes,
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, what you have described is a recipe for the best kind of live stream for you and for the viewer. Um, One, because you're not alone, and it's tough. I've done there are three 24-hour marathons, like live or like broadcast. It's not easy because you have to kind of be on. Now, if you were playing a game and you didn't stream any audio or video and you were just playing leisurely, that'd be one thing. But effectively, you're doing like a 24-hour podcast,
right.
with live gameplay. So for me, the one hurdle that I have to overcome first and foremost is who is going to be with me? Now, because I live in a place where I don't have too many friends here, I've only been here for like a year, and it's hard for me to have friends I can rely on for that. But I have many kind of funny type friends,
Hmm.
best friends, who are in the chat and who stay with me. Some stay with me the whole time, or some,
Like Zyger.
yeah,
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 like
and
Zyger.
he pops in mine, but someone like him who
Yeah.
is faithful and will stay with you and to talk with you, and yeah, like they're off doing something else, or they work from home on their computer, and so they're working, but they pop over and they click on your window every 5 minutes just to see what's going on. Are you doing okay? Stand up and stretch. Did you drink water in the last 15 minutes, whatever? And so, um, and then like when you're having fun, they laugh with you, and when you're tired, they encourage you. I mean, it makes a big difference. So you having those people there with you in person is awesome because you share that camaraderie, and then certainly when donations come in, you celebrate together and rejoice together, and that's a lot of fun. And then the diversity of games is awesome too, because then if you can have that schedule somewhere on there, then people know, like, if you don't like this, we'll come back in 5 hours and we'll have Mario Maker or whatever it is. And I think that's really positive. My plan is exactly the opposite of yours. So it will be, and so that's why it's good that I've raised all my money, because no one's going to watch me. Um, it'll be just me upstairs, probably, hopefully not down here in my dungeon, but hopefully upstairs again.
Oh yeah.
And um
Sorry to interrupt, but I was like, yeah, you reminded me. This is where I did the 24-hour stream last year. I'm gonna just take this webcam right here.
sure.
I'm just going to see. I got this. Oh, that's my closet. That's my little 80-inch
Little.
TV, 80-inch TV, and those are the familiar couch. The
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the couch where we all gamed last year, and
Hmm,
many
hmm.
moments happened last year, like where my friend Tipsy picked up my friend Steven, and he just kind of like did this weird awkward pose thing. I'll probably edit it and post like that shot of
Sure,
him doing that
sure.
weird thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, like I said, yeah, this is the game room. I call this. I refer to this as Studio B, and yeah,
Nice.
because you know.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no, no.
Continue.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you got that. I mean, that's a great setup. So that's ideal too. But I'll be alone, and maybe some friends will come over and we'll play like board games, and I'll just tilt the camera down, and on like we'll go to like the studio or something and just tilt the camera down, maybe. Or I was thinking, as you know, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens exists. And I've platinumed every Lego game I've ever played. So I have 28 platinums, and at least 10 of them I think are from Lego games. Let's see. Well, I don't want to do it. Well, let's try it. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit.
Star Wars. Star Wars.
No, I haven't played those.
Oh.
Um, the movie, the video game, Avengers, the other one, the DC, whatever it's called, Batman 3, Beyond Time. Uh, just anyway, I've platinumed them all that I've played.
Hmm.
And so I thought, and I looked on some review sites, and they said that it looks like you could probably get through the platinum. Well, a lot of them said like 22 to 28 hours. And so my live stream was going to be me platinuming Star Wars Force Awakens in one sitting. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, I'm going to stand up, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because I've done it enough times, I know the rhythm. Like your first playthrough, you do this, and then the second playthrough, you do this, and then like your third playthrough is no missions at all and just missions in the hub, and the fourth playthrough is mopping up. And so I feel like the first part of the live stream would be awesome because then we're just in the campaign, we're just in the game, and it's fun, and it's Star Wars, and the music and everything is awesome. But then after that, oh damn, it is a grind and it sucks. And I just don't know if that would be fun for anyone. Why would anyone watch me do that? Look for all these red bricks and shit. I just but that's what you have to do. I mean, that's anyone who's platinumed a Lego game knows, like that's how it is. There's no other way around it. Like you just have to grind it out. That's where they all are. The Hobbit was the worst by far. Um, Lego, the movie, the video game, whatever. That one was the easiest. Uh, so I don't know. What do you think? I mean, would you watch that for 24 hours, or would you watch for like 8 hours and then wish I would do something else?
How active are you on the chat? Like, are you able to like talk to the
I'll,
chat while
oh
you're?
yeah, I'll talk the whole time.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. I mean, that's really what it's about. It's just about being engaged. So if you have an audience, even if it's a small audience, as long as you're making conversation with them, and that's all, that's fine. As a matter of fact, last year I really didn't play a lot. Last year during the
Oh
24
yeah,
hours, like
yeah.
I did play some, but not like a terrible lot because I was basically since I'm the technical guy. For whatever reason, like since I'm the one running everything,
Sure.
I mean, I was pretty much the only person that I trusted to run my equipment, and
Yeah, of course.
so I was basically just talking to the chat the whole time. Like majority of the time, I was sitting right here in front of my laptop, like in front of the webcam, and I was just talking to the chat, and then there you go, and then giving shout outs to the donations, things like that. So
Hmm.
that was most of my focus was just to make sure the day was running smoothly. So
Hmm.
I may end up doing that. I mean, I might just jump on the controller for real quick for a couple of things, and then
Yeah, yeah.
for the most part, yeah. Unlike last time around, like just to throw it back to my my Smash Bros tournament, that was basically like a soft launch of the 24-hour stream because that was a separate thing unto itself. I'd I guess I'll put it up here on post on screen. Right here it is, and it's like
Yeah.
the it was just a Twitch stream. It was for a good 11 hours. We played Smash Bros. I got fourth place, and yeah, it was just a fun time. And so unlike that time, like I was busy in the bracket and not being on cam. This time around, I'm just gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna be mostly on cam and then sometimes on the controller. So
Sure, sure.
yeah, that's pretty much the plan. So
I I mean, I think I would enjoy your stream more than mine, only because there's more to do and your friends are beautiful and they're prettier than me and you so are you. And so
oh
but
my god.
but then again, I mean, I think it's just what a person would like, but I appreciate what you said because it does give me courage that if I have a good sense of keeping involved with the chat, like it'll be better for me, and then there'll be more incentive for them to stay. So
Exactly.
we can not, I mean, not to donate necessarily, because really, I mean, I don't have to ask for money at all because I made my goal. I still will because I still want to give money to the only other goal I have in mind is that overall I think I've raised like $4,700 for Extra Life, and I thought maybe like I would bump the goal up just so I could get like that like $5,000 number. So like over the 3 years I've done it, I've raised $5,000 total. That would be cool. So I mean, I still ask for donations, but that's not going to be a big part of it. It's just like here we are, we're playing, we're having fun, we're talking about the hospitals, we're playing at Star Wars, so why not Star Wars? And so that's what I'm looking forward to. But I mean, certainly the capstone to this whole thing is if you're listening and you're interested, and I hope that you are, and we've not lulled you to sleep on this idea, extralife.org or kindoffunny.com/extralife
Oh,
in the description
description.
below.
And the last
Um,
thing here I want to say is a big thank you to Greg Miller for featuring me
uh,
on their 24-hour stream when they hosted me, and
yep.
that was really awesome. And then Zyger was on both chats, and he pointed to himself and the arrows like dual chat, and then it was all cool and funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
Yeah.
said but
They,
hey,
they they hosted me too, and it was just crazy.
oh yeah,
I don't even know what I was doing. I was playing some. I was playing. I don't know. I think I was playing Borderlands. Oh, I remember. I was playing Borderlands 2, and I went into that secret Mario room that you get like down in the whatever it's called, and then I gave away a game. Because
oh,
we played 20 questions like they do on Game Scoop. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
On
yeah, I know.
Scoop. And so I gave away and actually I'll still give away a bunch of games over the course of the stream. And so we played 20 questions, and then I went into the Mario room, and it was like it went from like 4 people to like 75 people like that. And I was like,
Yes,
what is happening?
yes, that's exactly
And
what
then
happened.
like then the contest was over and they all left. But it was fine. Like I didn't care about that. It was just fun to be featured, and I really appreciated that. It was a lot of fun.
All right. So hey, out of time. I had my phone was blowing up, and I got some messages, so I have to cut it here. Just like
Sure.
just like last time, we always got to cut you short.
Well, it is late here.
Oh yeah, it's like
So
past midnight over there.
it's 12:17. I have to be
And
up for work at 7.
ah
So
yes. Not to
So
mention, well, I'm sorry, we had a late start, technical difficulties, just like last year.
yes,
It's
indeed.
like the curse
We'll
that we
see what
have.
happens in 2017. But no, it was I mean, a delight to be with you again, and of course, I mean,
Talk.
anything I can do, for you or for the channel, for the YouTube channel, or anything, I want to do that. But yeah, I'm just so glad to. I'll plug the other podcasts in a moment,
Mhm.
but I'm glad to be on a gaming podcast and talk with I mean, obviously, you're just uh, um, a denizen of video gameness. Maybe not an expert. I wouldn't call myself an expert, but your passion is your expertise. That's what Saint Augustine said. He said experience is the arbiter of truth. It's through our experience we know what's true. And so you don't have to be an expert in video games, but if you feel it in your guts and you feel it in your heart in such a strong way, you are an expert of sorts, at least
Yeah.
in yourself. And so I appreciate sharing talk with you. I mean, I didn't know we were going to get into Game of Thrones like that. So I apologize, but I'm glad but like you said, to have someone to gush with, to
Yeah.
vent over with, that's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Of course. All right. So be sure to like this video, give us a thumbs up, and share us with your friends. Subscribe for more content. I'll be putting up a Let's Play by the end of this week. So, because I had one previously in the can, that's going to go up. And as for the podcasts, I will be doing an update video separately to let you know what's going on with the podcasts. And this is not over for me. My YouTube career is not over. I will still be making videos, so stay tuned. And
Do you,
Eric, go
do
for
you mind
it.
if I plug my
Go
my
for it. Yeah, no,
podcast? Would you mind?
I
Yes.
was
Okay.
literally throwing it to you. Yeah.
I was just getting. I was like, oh, here it comes. The end is near. I better get in there
No,
and
no,
jump
no,
in there.
no.
So
I
thank you.
was actually about to say, Eric, over to you. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. And so I'm the last time I was on the show with the dope ass intro music, the bling or whatever it was. I was in my office at work, and in some respects I've downgraded to my basement, with my pillar walls, my cinder block walls,
It almost looks like
but
you're podcasting in a jail cell, by the way. Kind of
uh,
like how like in jail,
live
like
from
yeah,
live from Folsom. Yeah, right.
yeah.
Um, but I have upgraded, and I have this lovely Yeti microphone, which seems to be working well for me. Hopefully, it sounds good on your end.
It does.
But thank you. And so I'm looking at having starting two podcasts. One we've recorded the first episode for, and that's called The Catholic Forge. Now, I've been a very naughty boy and used some bad words on this podcast. And I'm sorry. I hope you won't consider me a hypocrite. But The Catholic Forge is a conversational podcast between myself and my friends John and Ben, where we gather as husbands. We're all husbands and we're all dads, and we talk about our faith, but also about a myriad of issues that kind of influence our lives. And so we only have one episode in the can so far. But if you want to learn more, you can go to thecatholicforge.com or follow us on Twitter at Catholic Forge. And you can search for us on Facebook by searching at The Catholic Forge, or just punching The Catholic Forge into the search bar. The Catholic, Catholic Forge, as in something the metal, like in Lord of the Rings.
And
The
I will of course be putting everything
Thank
down
you.
below as well.
The other podcast, which is only an idea, and I might be recording a test episode with my friend Michael tomorrow night, is the exact same podcast I contemplated with you a year ago when I was on this show, and that's the hypothetical
Oh
question
yes.
podcast.
Oh my
And
God.
so it took a lot of time to find someone who I could do it with, who was kind of the right person. And Michael was the person I mentioned in the video last year, my friend who I would talk with for hours and hours as he would play, Modern Warfare, and I would sit on the porch and chain smoke or whatever. And so I got the microphone, and then I figured out a lot of the technology for the Catholic Forge. And I said, Michael, I think if you just want to jump on your laptop, we can try a test episode. It's not going to sound like This American Life, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be usable, and we can at least go from there. And so tomorrow night we're going to record I mean, technically it's a technical test, but it'll be the test recording for the question is, and the only place that you could find anything about the question is on Facebook at the question is. I haven't gone any further than that. There probably won't be a website. I'm actually probably not going to upload it to iTunes at all or anything.
Huh.
I'll probably just do the audio under a still image on YouTube. I mean, honestly, like YouTube is massive. It's the world's second most used search engine besides Google, and so the drawback there is that for people on the go, it's not as friendly unless you ripped the MP3 from YouTube, which you can do through second parties or third party software.
Or if you're
And
subscribed
so
to YouTube Red, and you can just
if
download it.
if you did that, that's true. You could do that,
Yeah.
but we're not dependent on anyone doing that
Yeah.
necessarily. I'm not going to do
No,
that.
no. YouTube Red
Um,
lets you download to your
oh,
videos
I
to your
know, I know.
device.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you subscribe to it, yeah.
Yes.
But like
Yes.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to ask anyone to do that to listen to our
Oh
podcast.
yeah, yeah. Of course, of course.
But but it seems like that's not a bad way to go, and it saves a lot of trouble, not having to interface through SoundCloud or Stitcher or iTunes or anything. So for right now, it's the question is the title, and you can find us on Facebook, and theoretically, yes, on Twitter, and I'll just send the information along.
All right. Cool.
Or I'm hoping that in the future, because it was here on Musing with Menchaca that the idea came to, that it was first revealed to the world,
And we did it. We
that,
did the first couple of questions
and we
too.
did that.
Yes.
Hopefully, you would be among our very very first guests if you're willing. And so
Of course.
so we'll do a crossover episode with you and Michael and myself, and that would be a lot of fun.
Of
So
course,
the
I'm down.
Catholic Forge, yes, the Catholic Forge, and the question is, I'm I'm just trying some things. I enjoy podcasting. I'm learning. I think I'm getting better at it, and so I just want to kind of try a couple things. So that's where I am. And as mentioned at the top of the show, you can follow me on Twitter at EDF Thompson. I have a YouTube channel, but it's inconsequential, so don't bother with that. Twitter will do for now. Thank you.
All right. Well, as always, thank you very much, Eric, for joining me on this
Oh, my
podcast.
pleasure.
And let's see, just the one last plug, just for as for iTunes, you made me forget. Or actually, you remind me that I forgot that at the end, whenever this YouTube video is up, the iTunes will be up as well. So there you go. Thank you very much, audience, for making us a part of your day. I'm your host, Lewis, signing out.